How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to English TV Live. Hope you're all doing very well today. As you can see, I'm not alone today. I'm joined by... I'm actually over here. I always get confused with the split screen.
I don't know which side I'm on. I can't see anything.
This lovely lady is Miss Emma, and both of us today will be talking about travels, or this is actually the name of this show is Traveling Tales with Lloyd and Emma. And today's topic is going to be traveling tips. So if you maybe you have some ideas yourself, everybody out there, but Emma and I have traveled quite a bit, I think it's fair to say, and over the years we have we've worked out a few things that we need to do to improve our traveling experience. And I must say, by the way, I don't always follow these tips myself. I'm quite bad. But anyway, how are you doing today, Miss Emma?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm really good. How about you?
Pretty good. Yeah, very good actually. I'm in. Speaking of traveling, just 2 days ago, we were just talking about this off air before. I am now in Ukraine, in a beautiful city called Lviv. Lviv, Lviv, if for those interested. Lviv. In Russian, it's spelled Lvov apparently, but Ukrainians are very adamant about it. Lviv, Lviv. And beautiful city, western Ukraine, very close to Poland. And it's somewhere that I've been wanting to come for a while. And since I was in Belarus for the last month, as many of you know, I thought, this would be a good opportunity to come because it's very close, relatively speaking. I mean, you have to fly, but I thought I would take the opportunity to come here while I could. And so far, so good. Been here for a couple of days. A beautiful place. I did a little live video for the private members yesterday. I'm not sure if you saw that, Emma, but people seem to enjoy that. Walking around, show me around, and the architecture is really stunning around here. And it's a very nice place. Yeah.
Oh, nice. I've never been there, so I have no idea what it's like. I also have no idea what to expect. So, but I'm sure it's a lovely place.
I feel like I'm surprised that more people don't know about this place. Actually, I think there's probably a lot of places like this which are almost like, I don't know how you would say this, maybe like hidden gems, I guess you could say.
Yep.
Really nice places that a lot of people just don't know about for whatever reason. It hasn't I don't know. It's not so well known. Not maybe for whatever reason. But that's kind of a good thing as well because it's not oversaturated with tourists like me.
Yeah.
Causing trouble.
I guess that's a good thing. Yeah, is that you can go around and you're not bumping into tourists. I've been to Spain, I've been to Italy, and it was just, if anyone has ever been to Venice, I don't think I saw a single Italian when I was in Venice, apart from the people who were working there. It was just overrun with tourists, and I didn't like it for that reason. Maybe I should have gone in the winter rather than in August, but it was just, it wasn't a nice experience with all the tourists there. I know that I'm also a tourist, so I'm contributing to that, but it's different, when you walk around and it's just tourists everywhere.
Well, you use a nice expression there, so to be not so nice, but a good expression, useful expression, to be overrun by tourists. As you know, I used to live in Barcelona. In the summertime there was totally overrun by tourists. I've been to Venice as well, just for a couple of days. That was in late September, I think, so not kind of peak tourist time, but still then it was totally overrun by tourists. And as you said, I don't think I saw many Italians while I was there.
Well, maybe
crazy.
Not in Barcelona.
Oh, sorry, in Venice. Sorry, in Venice. Getting confused now. But anyway, let me just see who is with us. We have, in our private community, Maxim, nice to see you. Generation says, how was your trip in Ukraine? So far, so good, thank you. We have Jorgen, Victoria, Sitapong. Mia says, Belarus was a hidden gem to me as well, yeah. Minsk was a really beautiful city, is a really beautiful city, not was, it still is. Very nice. Definitely surpassed my expectations. There's lots of places like that. Obviously, we know about the famous places like I don't know. What springs to mind if I say travel destination? Which places
Ooh.
come to mind?
I think of like Spain. I think of capital cities mostly, or big cities like
Paris.
Barcelona, Madrid, Paris, yeah, Rome, Milan. Um, yeah, I don't know. Like, I also, for some reason, I think of Asia quite a lot. So I think of going to Thailand or going to Japan or Indonesia. Yeah, that tends to be what springs to mind
Yeah,
for me, anyway.
it's a big wide world out there. And
Yes.
but without further ado, why don't we get into this topic for today? So travel tips. So Emma and I have put a list together of some tips that we have found to be useful over the years, and we're going to share them with you. I don't know what Emma's tips are. She doesn't know what mine are. Maybe we have some overlapping tips. Overlapping is when they are both the same as possible. Very possible. So, Emma, would you like to give one of your top travel tips
Yes.
for all of us out there?
Okay, so my first travel tip is related to packing because packing can be a huge problem, especially if you carry a lot of things with you. I tend to pack quite light. I don't know about you, Lloyd. Do you find that you are a light packer, or do you tend to take everything with you?
Well, actually, this was one of the things I was thinking of mentioning, but I suspected that you might mention it too. Actually, so to to pack light, definitely is something I have worked out. I need to do over the years. I used to pack much heavier. Would I say it like that? I used to pack much more
Yeah.
heavily, but really, it does make your life a lot easier if you don't pack so heavily, if you pack lightly, definitely. In a lot of ways. I mean, for one, you don't have to stress out so much when you're like checking in your baggage at the airport. Secondly, obviously, it makes walking around, moving around much easier.
Yep.
I have been following this, but I was quite unlucky the other day at the airport when I picked up my bag. The handle had broken.
Oh no, that's
That's not
happened to my
something you can really plan
boyfriend.
for. So
Yeah.
I was kind of struggling around with the bag, like hunched down, hunched down
Yeah,
because
because you're
the
tall as well.
yeah, I'm tall as well, so it's
Yeah.
double. It's even worse. But
Yeah.
the handle which comes out,
Yeah.
which is very useful for tall people like me. But this one was broken, so didn't come out. So I was like hunched down trying to bring these two bags, and then it started raining, and I couldn't find the taxi. So it was a bit of a mini disaster. It worked out in the end, but definitely traveling lightly does helps that. Did you have some bad
Yeah.
experiences with heavy bags, which brought you to this conclusion?
No, no, not really. But I've had bad experiences with just folding clothes and packing, especially when you're on your way back and you have your dirty clothes and maybe a couple of still clean clothes to try your suitcase somehow. And you don't really want to fold your sweaty old t-shirts and socks and things and put them neatly again.
Yeah.
But my biggest tip, and I found it's changed just everything, my organization when I pack and everything like that, is don't fold your clothes, roll them. So you kind of roll everything into like little sausages and then you put them in your suitcase. Because if you fold them and then you pile them up, it takes a lot more space. While if everything's rolled, it occupies so much less space. And on top of that, there was something else I wanted to
It
mention
doesn't.
about that.
I guess it doesn't
That's
crease.
another-
It doesn't crease so much,
That's
maybe.
it. Exactly. That's what I wanted to mention. Yeah. So if you've got shirts or things like that, and you roll them, folding them gives them the lines in them. But if you roll them, they don't really get those lines. Well, you may get the line down the middle, like down the middle here at the back. But there's another tip as well. If you turn on the shower, if you've got an ensuite, if you turn on the shower and you let the room steam a little bit, and then you leave your shirt in there, and then you kind of like, don't pull the clothes, but you can kind of like pull the creases out a little bit, and you leave your shirt in there for a little bit. It helps to decrease your shirt. So there's two tips in one.
Interesting. Actually, Yeah, I should probably do that because I do fold fold my clothes. I remember a
Yeah.
couple of times when I was trying to pack several years ago. My mother is an expert packer, and I was like, I can't fit all this stuff into. I think I was going to Korea or something. I can't fit all this stuff. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? And she's like, let me take care of this. And I'm pretty sure she used the folding method, and then voila, it was it was done. So that's the first tip
Yeah.
from Emma. So travel. Well, actually, two tips. So one is pack light, travel light, and the second one was roll your clothes. Let us know, by the way, everybody, if you have some tips which you would like to share with us, because we're still learning as well, of course, and we will check them out. Victoria said, "Yeah, these sausages help." I like that, sausages. Mia says, "Traveling packing hacks with Emma and Lloyd." Ah, there we go. It's a new
Packing
title.
hacks. I
Maybe
like
we can
that.
edit the title later. Okay, let me give a tip from me. And this is probably a very simple one, but one that I haven't always followed. And that is check the weather forecast. Check the weather forecast of the place you're going to before you go. It sounds very simple, but I mean,
Yeah.
let's say, for example, if you're going somewhere and it's going to be raining for the whole time you're there, pack an umbrella, right? I mean, that's
Yeah.
pretty simple. Another one, when I went to Barcelona, I was very, very stupid, actually. I went in kind of the middle of winter, but I was thinking, Barcelona, it's not going to be that cold.
Oh,
It's going to be fine.
no.
I'll take a jumper, a couple of jerseys. I'll be all right. Got there, it was freezing. I think I got
Yeah.
there early January, I think. It was so cold.
Yeah.
They told me, it was the coldest day of the year or something like that. I was like, geez.
Oh no.
I hadn't even checked. I hadn't even checked the weather forecast. If I had, then I would have known that it was super cold and I should take a warmer jacket. So on the first day I was in
Yeah.
Barcelona, I was walking around I was walking around, and then I realized how cold it was. I was like, I need to go and buy a jacket. So that was the first thing I bought in Barcelona. Was a warm jacket. Very nice jacket, by the way. It's actually one of my favorite because made in Barcelona. Very nice. But I hadn't planned on spending all that money on a jacket on that day. So
Okay.
checking out the weather forecast is something I would recommend. Simple,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah, and checking that you've got the right clothes, because a couple of years ago, I went to London with a friend, and luckily, like, we're very close friends, but things got very, very close, because when we got to the hotel, we checked in, and they gave us a double bed, and I looked at my friend and I said, is that okay? And she said, yeah, that's fine. I'm fine with the double bed. Just don't kick me or anything. And we took this double bed. And then I started to just take out some clothes and unpack a little bit. And then I realized I had no pajamas. So I was I was going to share this double bed with my best friend. I had no pajamas. And I, felt a little bit awkward. And trying to find pajamas in London is so difficult. I couldn't find anywhere that sold pajamas. You would think, but there's Zara, there's H&M, there's Debenhams, wherever. Nowhere sold pajamas. I went down the whole length of, what's that really famous shopping street? Oxford Street?
Oxford Street, yeah.
Yeah, all down there. Not a single set of pajamas, Lloyd. So make sure that you don't just prepare for the weather, you actually pack the things that you need. Like pajamas, if you sleep in pajamas.
Well, I don't think anyone out there would like to see me in pajamas, but yeah. Actually, that brought to mind actually another tip following on from your one. I hadn't thought about this before, but this happened to me last month actually, is have something in your suitcase which is kind of smart, because you never know when you might need to wear something smart. You might end up at some formal event or something like that. Actually, what happened with me was last month, was it this month? This month, sorry, just like a week ago, one of our members, Tatiana, had a birthday party. And I was obviously in Belarus and Minsk, and she invited me. And the theme of the party was school or something like that. So you had to basically school uniforms, things like that. And I was like, what the hell am I going to wear? But luckily, I checked in my suitcase and I had a tie. I had a tie, obviously a smart shirt, some smart pants, and I just wore that. And I was like, okay, fine, I'm a student. I probably look more like a banker, but
or a salesman.
But the point is, like, I got by. I was able to find something which got the job done, you could say.
Yeah, no, that's really good. Yeah, it's true. I tell you something, I tend to forget to bring like another pair of shoes. I just wear my trainers all the time. And, maybe my boyfriend wants to go to a really nice restaurant. And he's like, you can't wear those trainers,
Wellington boots.
Yeah. So I don't get to go to many nice restaurants abroad because I'm always in my trainers. Yeah, I need to start packing some nice shoes, I think.
That's one you forget. Shoes, definitely. Yeah, at least 2 or 3 pairs, I think is good.
2 or 3 pairs. I think maybe 2. One that you're wearing, a comfy walking around pair, and then the second pair in case you get invited to a school party.
I thought you were saying 2. No, it should be 5 or so.
I know. I am such a light packer, Lloyd. Like if I can avoid taking it, then I will. There have been times when I've gone away for like a whole week and I've just brought like 1 pair of jeans with me, and some people would think, well, that's fine. But then other people are like, Emma, that's really disgusting. But it's like, well, you're not really supposed to like wash jeans anyway. So, it depends what else you're taking. Do you have the space? Are you going to be out much? Are you going to be like active much? If I'm in a very hot country and I'm sweating in these jeans all day, then yeah, that's very different. But if I'm going to a very cold country, I can get away with just the 1 pair of jeans for the whole week. And some people, they either find that admirable or disgusting.
Nice expression there, by the way. So to get away with something. So obviously, maybe the original meaning would be like to get away with a crime, do a crime that people didn't realize and people don't find out. But you can also use this in situations like this. So something's not perfect, but it's okay. You can get by. You can get away with it. All right, we're going to continue in just a second inside the private community, but we have the question of the day coming up. So to everybody over on the public page on Facebook and on YouTube, thank you for joining. Private community, we have the question of the day for you. So please leave your answers in the comments.